Um, no nagging boss. That's probably the biggest one for me. You do not have a boss. You don't have to ask your boss for time off. You don't have to ask your boss to do anything. You don't have a boss. All right, guys, welcome back to Veterans View News Network. What I wanted to cover on tonight's video is perks of being a DoorDash driver. I know I've talked about it before. I did DoorDash early on last year at the beginning of the pandemic, and I mentioned in one of my previous videos that, we took a family trip to Disney World for Christmas this year. We spent 10 years, wow. We spent 10 days down in Florida, and that trip to Disney World, everything included, was about $6,500. So I'm going to be utilizing some of these DoorDash, Instacart, Uber Eats to make that income back up. So what I want to go over in this video is just perks of being a DoorDash driver. And not necessarily so much perks, but just the benefits of being a DoorDash driver. So let's get started. First one, you get to make money when you want to. So if you are utilizing DoorDash as a side hustle, or even if it is your main source of income, based on your area, you will be able to learn when those hot times to drive are, when you are going to be maximizing your earning potential. And with that, you can cash out daily. Now, DoorDash does charge $1.99 if you want to cash out your earnings same day. But for somebody who may need cash quick, that's really not too bad. Second one, you are ultimately in control of your income. The amount you make, to a certain extent, is based on how much time and effort and work you put in. If you only drive a couple hours a day, don't expect to make a couple hundred a day. But if you drive 8, 10, 12 hours, depending on your area, you can make a few $100 a day doing DoorDash. And especially if, let's say this is on a day off and you still have your normal job, or even if you do this full time, you have that flexibility in your schedule. And one particular day, you may need to work a little bit more to make up for another day. So it's totally in your control. The other nice one, peak pay. So if you're delivering during certain hours and DoorDash, either there are not enough drivers currently in that area, or if you go in and you are able to schedule yourself in a particular area, you can go in and look at your promotions, and DoorDash will tell you for certain time periods for your particular zone if they are offering peak pay or not. And every order that you do within that allotted time, you will get that additional money, whether it's $1 up to, I think the highest I've seen was Christmas Eve. In my area, it was up to like $8, $9 extra per order. The other nice thing, you can schedule your dashes 7 days in advance. So unless you are a top dasher, which the vast majority of people do not recommend being a top dasher. I have not been a top dasher, but just everything I understand about it, it's not worth it. But unless you are a top dasher, you have to either schedule your dashes through the app, and you can do that 1 week in advance for your area, or you can open up the app, and based on the time of day it is and how many drivers are in that area, you could start dashing immediately for a certain period of time until DoorDash no longer may need you. No nagging boss. That's probably the biggest one for me. You do not have a boss. You don't have to ask your boss for time off. You don't have to ask your boss to do anything. You don't have a boss. Your temporary boss is the customer that you are delivering for maybe 15, 20, 25 minutes. But then once their order's done, you get a completely new boss. And guess what? Your new boss may be more pleasant than the boss before. So something definitely nice to have. If you love driving, I love driving. I love putting my music on, whether, depending on my mood, hard rock, heavy metal, rap, country, R&B. It really just depends on my mood. But if you love driving, it's a huge perk, because outside of waiting in the restaurant for a few minutes, and then when you're out of your car actually dropping the food off, you're driving. And for people who enjoy driving, it's definitely worth it. During the pandemic, like we've seen, at least I know out here in the Northern California area, people utilizing these services, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Instacart, Grubhub, the amount of drivers they need is exploding, because more and more and more people are utilizing these services. You have more and more people thinking, do we actually want to go out to eat? Maybe not. We'll order out. Oh, do we really want to go walk around the grocery store? Maybe not. We'll have our groceries, we'll order them and deliver them. You have a lot of people with that mindset. And when you have people with that mindset, there's going to be jobs. So for people trying to earn extra cash, or if this is your full-time job, scenarios like what we exist in right now are added job security, because you're going to just have more people in the market space. You can take time off when you want. So if you wake up, you feel like garbage one day, you don't have to ask or tell anybody. You don't have to ask for permission. If you just feel like taking a few days off because you want to take a little trip somewhere, maybe a couple-day trip, you want to go to the beach for a couple days, you don't have to ask anybody. You want to take a vacation for, say you've been working a month straight and you want to take a week off, you don't have to ask anybody. You are your own boss. And when you have that control, it can be a blessing and a curse. But if you use it accordingly, I believe that it is a blessing. You have the ability to multi-app. So if DoorDash is going slow, you can go into DoorDash. You can turn on some of your other apps, whether it be Uber Eats or Postmates or FoodJets or Grubhub. And you could get an order for Grubhub, and depending on which direction it's going, you can go in and pause your DoorDash, go do your Grubhub, and as long as you unpause your DoorDash within 30 minutes, you could immediately repause it again. So you have this ability to kind of bounce back and forth, so you're not specifically pigeonholed into just doing DoorDash. Some people do, but you don't have to. The other nice thing is you can change your zones that you're dashing in. So where I live, I'm about an hour and a half away from San Francisco. San Francisco pays a lot for delivery drivers. I would never want to navigate the city streets of San Francisco, especially during lunchtime or dinner time. But I have friends of mine who, on the weekends, they will go to San Francisco or they will go to San Jose and they will dash. And they'll just sleep in their car and they'll dash as much as they can. And sometimes they make $300, $400, sometimes $500 on one weekend day, just because the types of orders that they're getting and the tips that they're getting off of these orders are just insane, because you are dealing with a lot of people who are quite wealthy. So definitely, if you have a massive city near you that has a very high population of individuals with a very high income stream, you should definitely target those areas if you have the ability to do so. And then also, and this is just kind of a bonus one, for people in California, since we did have Prop 22 pass in this past election, for a lot of people who don't know, so Prop 22 pretty much put a lot of these gig economy jobs on the chopping block in California. And individuals were trying to come after these delivery jobs, you know, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Instacart, Lyft, all these types of jobs, because they weren't offering healthcare benefits, they weren't offering paid sick time. Some people weren't even making the minimum wage. So Prop 22 actually saved those jobs. But what it did is it did give additional, or it gave additional benefits to people who do these jobs. So now if you work more than a certain number of hours per week, you get stipends for health insurance. You get, they guarantee that your income will at least be, I believe it's 150% of minimum wage per hour. So just as a driver in California, there is some added benefit. I guess we'll kind of see if any other states maybe look at trying to take these type of jobs on. But it worked out in California's favor, but there was some concern that this could have been voted down and we would have lost a lot of jobs in California specifically due to this. So with that, guys, as always, thank you for checking out this video. I am going to be doing a Dash With Me video tomorrow during the Super Bowl. I am not a huge pro football fan. I'm more of a college football fan and a soccer fan. So I'm going to be dashing all day tomorrow. There is as it currently stands, there's a $4 peak pay pretty much 12 hours of the day tomorrow that I'm going to be utilizing. Or actually now, I guess it's after midnight now. It's going to be a 12-hour period of time today on Sunday with peak pay of $4 an hour at bare minimum. So I'm going to bring you guys with me. I'm going to film everything. I'm going to make a video of that, get it uploaded tomorrow night. Just so you guys can kind of see a day in the life of DoorDasher, how much I made, what the process is, kind of some frustrations you can deal with. So I hope you guys will check that out. But as always, guys, if you like this content, please hit the like button. Hitting the like button tells YouTube that I'm putting out content people want to watch, so I greatly appreciate it. If you guys also want to see more of this kind of content, subscribe to my channel. And also, if you do subscribe, just drop me a comment under this video letting me know you subscribed. That'll allow me to be able to kind of engage with you, and we can start a little dialogue and kind of build up this community. Then also turn on notifications so you guys are notified when I post my next video or when I go live. So with that, guys, have a good night. I'll talk to you later. Bye.